This is the second game in a best of 5 series in the semifinals of the Agony 1v1 championships for Total War Attilla Age of Charlemagne. AggonyDuck playing as the Kingdom of Mercia, going up against Deve, who is playing as the Avars. Let's go over this army, over these armies real quick and get into the fight. So we've got a Slinger and a Spearman on the very left flank. For the cavalry for Duck we've got 4 horsemen. We have another Slinger and Spearman over here. 4 archers in the front. 1 spearman, 2 spearmen, 1 spearman on each flank. Then we've got about 5 swords. This general is in a royal companion unit. So that's going to be it. Now I'm going to go in slow motion because I really like what Duck is doing over here. Deve has on his right flank 2 of our horse archers, same goes for the left flank. He's very spread out. He doesn't really have flanks, but I'm gonna say this is his left flank, center, right flank. So on his left flank he's got 2 a levy spearman, a tribesman, an Avar noble swordsman, and 2 Avar lancers. We see levy archers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 Avar foot archer. In his center we see 3 of these Avar noble swordsmen. Then we see 2 of these levy spearmen on his right flank, 1 more Avar lancer and 1 Avar guard. Now, if you look at the map and the positioning, you can see that basically what Duck wants is that Deve surrounds him. And these slingers do have a lot of damage. Actually, these are archers, not slingers. That's my bad. But basically, this is. I think he's hoping with this to kill off the horse archers when they come around, or do like potentially great damage to them. But I think he wants to kill them with this, and I really like this move. Let's just hope it works out for him. Now the Avars, of course, have started the fight against the skirmishers of the Kingdom of Mercia. And considering he doesn't have a lot of skirmishers, Duck is actually going to commit into a fight with the archers. Actually, that puts this in a normal speed right now. So we can see that the Avar horse archers already lost a lot of men due to the archers and the spearmen being in the forest, and Deve did not notice that. Though the archers, they lost basically 2 men, but that is not really good. The archers really got the better end of the stick right there. We can see that Deve is flanking around with the cavalry actually. Well, almost, it looks like he's going into rage of these archers. Right now, not too many kills on the archers for both sides. They're just kind of skirmishing it out. We can see the horse archers over here running into the archers. And actually, if Deve is paying attention, he should pull out right now, but we can see that he is actually going into this forest with his horse archers. No, he is not, but they're actually getting a lot of health damage done because of the archers. A horseman actually got into an Avar foot archer. Wow. Or no, it is actually, I think what happened is that Duck moved forward with his horseman, and this foot archer actually fell back, showing its back, and therefore the 3 archers with focus fire killed a lot of men over there. You can see that Deve is putting up a more aggressive fight with his skirmishers. He's actually going to try to overwhelm the skirmish contingent of AggonyDuck. AggonyDuck not moving out. Actually, he is now going to start moving out the Slinger. He sees that Deve has no intention anymore to basically flank around with the horse archer. But he is going to keep these forces over here on this side. But now Deve is really putting up the pressure with the archers already bringing this one down to 98 men. Attack order on the Avar Lancer. It's going now. Deve should focus fire on this archer and basically kill it and do a lot of damage to it, and he is doing that with 2 of his archers, I think, though we have the spearman running into the archer. The archer is going to get charged. He's going to lose a lot of men on the initial charge. Basically, it's cut down in half. archer unit is being cut down in half. We've got the spearman charging into the spearman, and we've got some horse archers flanking around, though AggonyDuck is going to cover with his spearman. With some focused fire and some fire arrows right now, he could potentially scatter this archer. That would be very good. We've got another archer routing for AggonyDuck as well, and AggonyDuck is repositioning his complete line. He's probably trying to intimidate Deve over here. So he backs off, and that is what Deve is doing right now. But actually Deve did a lot of damage, could potentially maybe even scatter this unit if he used a flaming and whistle combined with these two archer units, though I'm not sure if that's possible to do that with our noble horse archers. We've got an foot archer routing. Actually the foot archer is actually better than the levy archer, so Duck has actually took out the most important archer unit of the others. We've got another levy archer routing, and actually I like how Duck is actually keeping his archers alive, though we have a charge from the other lancers. No, actually I think it got charged by the horsemen, and AggonyDuck is going to send in his spearman, is going to take care of that. We've got another cavalry charge into the other lancers. Actually I think the other lancers got a clean charge of into that into that horseman, doing a lot of damage. And it seems like they're both busy on multiple fronts. We can see that Deve is again flanking around with the other horse archers. We can see that these levy spearmen got engaged with the spearmen of the Kingdom of Mercia. We see another charge by levy spearmen into other spearmen, and Duck is going to go for the archers once again, knowing that there are not too many archers around to fire at his cavalry. He can basically push Deve's center back and focus on this side. We can see that this levy spearman is basically getting surrounded and getting killed. The other horse archers are firing away. They must be getting some good kills. 51 on that, yeah. AggonyDuck actually got charged by the general of the Avars, and we can see that the Avar horse archers are actually shooting against the archers over here, but actually Duck turned his archers and is firing at the horse archers. I really like this move. It's very hard to notice if the archers are turned or not, especially if you're zoomed out, and I can assume that both players are zoomed out to look at their units. His levy spearman routes, of course, the horsemen for Duck routed as well. This Avar guard really got a lot of kills on the cavalry unit, 24 kills. He was pulling out his other horse archers over here, also over on this flank. One of the horse archers is gone.
The enemy is going for our general. Protect him.
No, the other horse archer is over here. I must say, very safe play from both players, though. I don't quite understand the engagement that Deve wanted to take. I think he should have just stick with a plan and just use his skirmish advantage to basically take out his skirmishers and then focus on some other units of Duck. We can see that another tribesman has been caught by this cavalry unit, and spearmen are just going to follow up and clean up that mess. Right now the game kind of speaks for itself. The centers of both players are holding. The right flank of AggonyDuck is falling. The left flank for Deve is losing. I meant. You can see these slingers firing at the other horse archers. The slingers should do a lot of damage. Got 40 kills. Just kill about 7 units of that other horse archer. Now it seems that Duck is going to turn his attention to the center, actually, trying to pull Deve back and win the hill. He's gonna push really hard right now, gonna go for the hill, gonna push Deve back, and actually Deve is holding these two levy archers in spare, probably to keep them for the last minute when Duck is out of ammo, and it seems that Duck is going to be out of ammo very soon, apart from these slingers, but these slingers do not have a lot of ammunition. With his last volley, Deve should be able to rout this horseman over here, and AggonyDuck is just baiting some units, trying to catch something with his swords. We can see that the other lancer is actually gonna manage to get a charge onto the horseman, gonna pull back for last minute because of it doesn't want to get engaged with the swords.
Hidden units! Watch out!
We've got these swords charging
Our troops are
into the
being
levy
ambushed!
spearmen, but we have the archers of Deve that are now, they should now get into the fight. They should fire at some certain units. You can see that AggonyDuck, his horseman, was overconfident and got caught by all these lancers. The lancers are stationary, therefore they will not get a great charge off onto the swordsman, and the swordsman will probably kill off one or two. We've got another ever-noble swordsman actually charging the swordsman of Duck, and they're going to get caught, and therefore they're going to put up a very good fight, though these spearmen are going to lose, and Duck is just going to continue to flank. We've got the general that is caught, the Everguard has caught the archers of Duck. Duck hoping to get into the Everguard with his swords, but it's not going to work that way. Though he is firing into the back of these Everguard with his archers with the remaining ammo that they have, and a major sword fight is now about to happen. You can see it seems like Duck is just running in his units. We've got the other lancers not doing a lot of damage since their charge basically got stopped by having their own units engaging first. And now Duck is just going to pile up his troops over here, get the numbers advantage. Though these skirmishers for Deve now really have to do the work right here. The skirmishers are now basically the only thing that can win Deve the game. We do have a Hammer Horse Archer over here that should perhaps try and go for, well, not for these skirmishers, they should maybe try and get some back charges off. Deve is going to fire into these like archer. Actually no, he might just fire at the spears or the swords. We see that one single spearman from AggonyDuck is actually causing that Deve cannot fire consistently with his archers into this massive blob, and right now friendly fire even here would be beneficial. AggonyDuck even is in there with his general. We can see that Deve is going to charge moving swordsmen into the side. This is going to be a really devastating charge for the swordman, losing about 20 men on the initial charge. Right now it has to pull out or it is going to die. We can see that actually if it stays in there, Deve might be able to get a nice anvil off with his general. If Deve can get his general over here or over here, that would be very good. But the thing is, I see what Deve was aiming for, but since AggonyDuck is really like pressuring these levy archers, they can't really get to their work, they can't really get rid of any unit, and since they're blobbed, it would be, as I said, very beneficial to fire into the blob. You can see that Deve charge in with his Everguard into these swordsmen, anviled them, killing a lot of them. He's probably going to rout this Everguard before the swords, the spears get in there, and now Deve is going to get away with his general. That was a very nice move. You can see that the Horse Archers routed one of the archer, but the archers are not really the problem here since they're out of ammo. It's more of the spearmen. So we should really go back and hit the swords. We can see that Deve right here is actually doing really good with his noble swordsman. He's hurting these swords a lot, and that's very good because he will need to kill them off with the archers later on. We can see that he's keeping the swordsman alive, and he is actually going, and he's actually not committing his general to too much things. Though I think he should really go right now and charge into the back of all these swordsmen, or just even these slingers first, and then go for the swordsmen, because they're so bunched up, and he can now actually start using his archers, so he's going to fire first at these spearmen, making sure they cannot attack all these units into the back. Actually, Deve is going to clean up this archer, and therefore it's going to be possible for him to charge in the back. We can see that Deve is now now charging into the slingers. It's going to kill a lot of slingers. It's probably going to rout the unit immediately. You can see that AggonyDuck is pulling out one infantry unit, one sword unit, trying to pin down the Everguard. Since he's winning this blob, he should really just go with this sword unit and put it in there, or he should just try to shield off these units and then like charge his unit, anvil it with the Horse Archer, and just shoot at the general with the levy archers. Deve also has one other Horse Archer over here that he could bring into the fight. Right now this is a very close game. You can see that AggonyDuck is going to clean up the swords. You can see that Deve is actually going to commit to a fight over here with a full unit of Evernoble swordsmen. It's going to get attacked in the back by select archers, and it's actually, it doesn't do any morale debuff considered it's been attacked in the back. Now Duck is going to countercharge with swords into this, and actually this sword unit is in a shield wall, So therefore the charge will basically do nothing, and therefore Deve is gonna be able to just hold these units just fine.
The men are
We have the
broken and
horse
running for
archer
their lives.
charging, of course, into the select archers as expected. We've got a spear unit routing, probably due to the horse archer charge as well. We've got another very powerful Everguard over here that is going to charge probably into these swords as well, but I think the archers over here will just do the job. I think Deve played it out real well, and I would give Deve the advantage this game. It started out really weird, but eventually Deve managed to pull this around, and I don't see how Duck can win this anymore. His general is getting showered, his royal companions, even with 60 armor, they're just gonna drop like flies, and I'm just gonna zoom in into this
Enemy
battle.
units have rallied and returned to the battle.
These brave men surrounded in shield wall,
The men
getting
have
fired
thrown
upon,
down
and
their
just look
weapons
at all
and
the
are
bodies
fleeing.
over here, it's insane. The general has, well, this is, the general has shattered, and Deve takes the game, 1-1. I really liked the game. I really liked how basically the archers in the end won the game for Deve, and all the small engagements, getting rid of 2 swords but with 2 cavalry units, and basically having 1 cavalry unit that survives that. Those are all little things that basically play to Deve's advantage, though I really like Duck's move that he pushed away the archers that Deve had left so they couldn't fire into the blob, but the blob just went on and on. I think if the blob died a lot earlier, then I think Duck would have had this game, but that's not the case. 1-1. See you in the next game.